This is 17 News with continuing coronavirus coverage.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Gitsky. Now to the latest on the coronavirus here in Kern County. Public Health confirms 34 new cases. There are 1,615 total positive cases here in Kern County. Now, Kern's death toll stands at 25, with no new deaths reported since Saturday. Now, half of those deaths are from Kingston Healthcare Center, a local skilled nursing facility. 1,068 people have recovered from the virus. More than 14,000 tests for COVID-19 have come back negative. More than 900 are still pending. Now, the number of pending tests is going down as more and more results come in. Well, some businesses in Kern County are one step closer to reopening. During its meeting yesterday, the Kern County Board of Supervisors certified that Kern meets the governor's criteria to accelerate further into Phase 2. The rest of Phase 2 would include the reopening of dine-in restaurants, swap meets, certain retailers, and shopping malls with safety protocols in place, of course. But it could still take a few days to officially get the green light. That's because the state must now review the plan.
Our hope is if we can get this submitted today, which is our goal, the state will take a 1 to 3 day turnaround and we can have this up and going by the 3-day weekend.
A reminder, if the state gives Kern the go-ahead to accelerate into Phase 2, that would not include businesses categorized in Phase 3, such as salons, walk-in retail stores, and houses of worship. The governor says we could still be a few weeks away from those businesses starting the reopening process. And the city of Taft is discussing how it plans to move forwards during the COVID-19 pandemic. During its city council meeting last night, they discussed ways to safely start reopening businesses in Phase 2 of the state's reopening plan. That includes certain businesses, shopping malls, and dine-in restaurants. The council talked about ways to distance those who want to eat at Taft's restaurants.
They're talking about expanding to parking lots or possible street with tables and chairs and such approved by the county, and we have been in contact with the planning department because we would like to mirror that.
Taft City Manager Craig Jones says they are still looking for ideas for ways to reopen quickly and safely following all instructions. Well, the county is making cuts to make up for the revenue lost during the COVID-19 crisis. Supervisors say the county will implement a hiring freeze of current vacant and future vacant positions. It will also suspend non-essential purchases and implement other cuts. The county says revenue losses hit about $35 million this fiscal year and could hit between $31 million and $82 million in the next fiscal year. More cuts could be necessary if the impact of COVID-19 is prolonged. And small businesses in need of financial help may benefit from a new local program approved by county supervisors. It's called the Kern's Small Business Relief Program. It's similar to the federal Paycheck Protection Program, but more flexible. Kern's program divides the funds among payroll, rent or utilities, and general working capital. The program aims to protect the smallest of small businesses.
We're not looking for big corporate franchises. We're looking for owned and operated businesses with under 50 employees and under $5 million in gross revenue from 2019.
The county has partnered with 4 local banks to give out the loans: Mission Bank, Valley Republic Bank, Valley Strong Credit Union, and Alta One. They will be accepting applications next week. Now, you do not need to be an existing customer to apply. And police are investigating a hit and run in downtown Bakersfield. It happened at the corner of 24th and Myrtle early this morning. According to BPD, a gray BMW hit a power pole and the driver left the scene. Officers are looking for the suspect. They believe a Hispanic man carrying a red backpack. Now, it is unknown if he is injured. If you have any information on this incident, you are asked to contact BPD at 327-7111. And that crash left about 1,000 residents without power. PG&E confirms the outage was caused by the broken pole. Since then, crews have managed to restore power to the area, and that road is back open. Now, in your court watch, the sentencing hearing of convicted murderer Leslie Chance has been postponed yet again. She was expected in court this morning to face a possible life sentence. The hearing has been pushed back to late August to allow attorneys time to file motions and conduct investigations regarding alleged juror misconduct in the case. The former elementary school principal was convicted of murder in the 2013 shooting. death of her husband, Todd. Now, her sentencing hearing has been pushed back multiple times, most recently because Chance was placed in quarantine due to COVID-19 outbreak in her jail's housing unit, and another time because of illness. And we now know the man who was killed in a shooting in southeast Bakersfield. According to Kern County Sheriff's Office, 39-year-old Ladon DeJuan Denmark was killed Monday evening in the 600 block of Paloma Street. Officers say Denmark was found dead at the scene. Now, at this time, KCSO does not have a suspect, and they will continue to investigate. And a body found last May in Mojave has been identified. According to Kern County Sheriff's Office, 67-year-old Robert Chizetsky was found in the 8500 block of Lone Butte Road back in May of 2019. Now, deputies were called to the scene after discovering remains. The department says Chizetsky died of natural causes. Now, it is unclear how long his body was there, but a further investigation is being conducted. Well, now to a heartless crime. An 89-year-old Bakersfield woman was attacked and viciously beaten by a stranger in her own apartment building. Minnie Tacker is back home now and recovering after she says a man knocked her to the ground and broke her nose before running away. It happened around 3 p.m. on Sunday at Eucalyptus Village Apartments in northeast Bakersfield. She says the man was sitting inside the apartment complex when she came in. She says it's common to see people using the building for shelter or to charge their phone.
I'm walking and all of a sudden he jumped up and hit me. All I saw was white pants and his hand hit me in the face. He was a strong man. He hit me hard.
The 89-year-old grandmother has survived cancer twice and is fighting to recover from a third round. In fact, Tacker was still recovering from a reconstructive surgery on her face when she was punched. Police are searching for a Hispanic man with a shaved head with a tattoo on the right side of his head and above his eyebrows. We tried calling Eucalyptus Village multiple times to ask about security, but did not hear back. Grandma Tacker's family has set up a GoFundMe link to help with medical expenses. Now, you can find that link on our website, kget.com. And the mothers of the Bakersfield three are helping the sheriff's office with its search and rescue mission. The charity raised enough to buy a side scan sonar system for the sheriff's department. It can be used to search underwater for the bodies of missing people. The Board of Supervisors approved the donation yesterday. Sheriff Donnie Youngblood said in the past they've had to borrow the same technology from Tulare County.
I wanted to thank those three ladies. They keep me on my toes. They keep this county on their toes, and congratulations to those three ladies.
The charity Moms of Missing and Murdered was formed by the mothers of Micah Holsenbeg, Bailey Despot, and James Kolstad, crime victims whose cases are still unsolved. James Kolstad was murdered in 2018. Bailey Despot is still missing. Micah Holsenbeg's arm was found in the Kern River in 2018, but it took months to match his DNA and identify him. Youngblood says the department wants to use sonar with rapid DNA technology to enhance their capabilities when searching for and identifying the bodies of missing people in Kern. Well, big news for seniors at the Kern High School District. A graduation is on. The district board just voted they would hold a graduation ceremony on June 22nd. Now, the ceremony will be held at 8 p.m. and each student is allowed 2 guests. This is the plan unless government agencies say otherwise. Now, the coronavirus pandemic effectively canceled all of the ceremonies, and that's why they had to figure out a new graduation. Well, Bakersfield College wants Shafter High graduates to stay local, so the college is offering scholarships to seniors. Students are eligible for the $250 scholarship if they graduate from Shafter High with a 2.5 GPA or better. Students can apply for the scholarship if they're enrolled in an East and at least one course for the fall. Now, that deadline to apply is June 30th. And United Way of Kern County began handing out free meals to people who need it most. It's part of the nonprofit's pledge to distribute 60,000 meals in 30 days. The drive-through ready-to-eat meals are given out in the back parking lot of the Bakersfield Marriott on Truxton Avenue. The meals are for individuals or families.
It means a lot, especially when you're short on cash. Times are hard. The economy's hurting. So when the economy hurts, we all hurt. So we all appreciate a hot meal or any kind of food.
The meals will be handed out Tuesdays through Fridays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Now, it will run until June 27th. United is looking for donations and volunteers. You can go to helpkern.org for more information.
Well, yesterday was a beautiful day, and we are going to watch temperatures warm as we go throughout the next few days. When we talk about May of last year, our warmest temperature was 91 degrees. So keep that in the back of your head here. The first 100-degree day in 2019, and that was actually hit on June 5th with 101. And when we talk about the warmest temperature in June of 2019, as we get closer to June, it was 108, and that was set on June 12th. So they can keep that 108-degree temperature, but it looks like we may hit 100 degrees before we even get into June. Let's talk about our almanac and what we hit overnight. We were at 54, so close to our normal. We should be right around 59 this time of year. Our normal high, 85. Our record, 103, set back in 1942 on this day. Again, the skies continue to clear all around Kern County, and that will continue. Nothing really to talk about on the regional view. We've got high pressure that's going to build on in here the next several days, warming us up. Mid-60s out of Sacramento today, 80 in Fresno, 70s for Los Angeles and San Diego, even a nice day out of Vegas at 76. And then out at Pismo Beach, sunny skies, a high of 70 degrees today. UV index is high, a little bit of a breeze as well out of the northeast, 15 to 20 with a wave height 3 to 4 feet. So again, as I mentioned, high pressure builds on in here the next several days. And that's going to give us that gradual warm-up you'll see on the extended forecast. Now, air quality today will be good with an AQI at 50, and we'll call for sunny skies and 78 in Bakersfield, 79 in Delanos and Buttonwillow, 77 in Taft. For the mountains in the Kern River Valley, a west wind 10 to 15, 64 in Fraser Park, 60 in Bear Valley, 70s for Lake Isabel and Kernville, upper 60s for Weldon. And then for the desert, we're looking sunny today, but breezy, a west wind 15 to 25, gusting right near 45 and a high of 74 in Mojave. Here's your extended forecast. Tomorrow we're in the 80s, mid-80s Thursday through Saturday, lower 90s by Sunday, and there it is. Next Tuesday, 100 degrees. For the mountains, sunny skies throughout the next 7. We're looking at lower 70s Thursday through Saturday, and then we'll be back into the 80s Monday and Tuesday. And the Kern River Valley, look at that, lots of sunshine, a little breezy on Friday for you. We're going to keep you in the upper 70s, lower 80s, and then those 90s will return on Memorial Day by Tuesday, a high of 94. So definitely a big warm-up is on the way heading into the early part of next week. So enjoy the cooler weather while it's here. We'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Kevin, for that. Well, happening today, more road work for the Bell Terrace Improvement Project. There will be traffic control on Weibel Road between Stockdale Highway and Bell Terrace. Flaggers will be out there today between this morning and 4:30 p.m. You are asked to slow down or take an alternative route. And if you need to enter the Kern County Superior Court, make sure you have a mask on hand. KCSC is now requiring anyone entering the courthouse to wear a face covering. Now, according to the court, the new rules take effect immediately. Face coverings can include anything that encompasses the mouth and nose and secures behind the head. Now, the court has full authority to rescind any emergency rules set in place. Well, apparently not waiting for the green light from the state to reopen 2 local churches. 17 News has learned that Mary's Chapel with the St. Francis Parish is partially opening Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. for private prayer. The parish says these hours are temporary and subject to closure without notice. The church says it is also enforcing social distancing guidelines and only allowing 10 people inside the church at a time. In a statement, the church said, "Can't wait to see you." No, seriously, actually see you. And the Wilderness Church in East Bakersfield may be offering services on Sunday and Wednesdays. Now, that's according to its website. The schedule lists a service tonight at 7 p.m. Now, Sunday service will be at 10:30 a.m. Meantime, a local strip club that reopened too soon says it will close its doors for now. That Deja Vu Showgirls off Golden State Avenue said it was back open on Twitter Monday night, but after a phone call with the club's manager, Public Health says Deja Vu will close back down. The department explained to the manager that the club isn't listed as essential business, so it wasn't supposed to be open. The state guidelines say entertainment venues can reopen in stage 3 of the process. Now, right now, we're in stage 2. And we received a response from the manager of Deja Vu, Kira Gravely. She says, "I know this has been a tough time for us all. We all have employees that need to come back to work to provide for their families just like anyone else. Our intentions were to do just that while creating a safe, fun environment for anyone 18 and over that wanted to join us." Gravely says they want to work with officials and reopen later with extra precautions and sanitary measures. Now, you can find that full statement on our website, kget.com. And Encompass Health is looking to give stroke survivors better care. Now, today, they offered a second chance stroke program that focuses on both physical and cognitive rehabilitation. Patients need to have had a stroke at some point and needed a screening for acceptance into that program. Now, those in the program were able to receive a screening this morning. In your 17 Health Watch, the CDC has released its detailed guidelines on how to safely reopen the country. In the 60-page document, the agency outlines a three-phased approach for reducing social distancing measures. It also proposes the use of 6 gating indicators to assess when to move on to another phase. Those indicators include a decrease in newly reported cases, emergency room visits, as well as a robust testing program. The CDC says some amount of community mitigation will be necessary until a vaccine or effective treatment is widely available. And we are getting a detailed look at the outcome of some of the most critically ill COVID-19 patients from the nation's hardest hit areas. Researchers from Columbia University followed 257 critically ill patients in New York City for at least 28 days. Nearly 80% had to be placed on ventilators, almost 40% had died, and more than a third remained in the hospitals as of April 28th. Close to a third developed severe kidney damage and had to be placed on dialysis. Now, the majority of the critically ill patients had at least one chronic illness, with the most common being high blood pressure.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
In our 17 Business Watch, the Apple store at Valley Plaza is reopening their doors. According to Apple's website, the store will offer curbside Genius support and curbside pickup for online orders. The site also says they will be open in-store shopping hopefully very soon. And the store is taking initiatives to make sure everyone stays healthy. According to Apple, all employees and customers must wear a mask, and if you forgot one, the store will provide one for you. They will take your temperature at the door and be conducting deep cleanings throughout the day. Now, that store will be open until 7 this evening, and for more hours, you can check their website. Well, the stay-at-home orders improve sales at Lowe's Home Improvement. The big box retailer saw huge sales increase in the first quarter. Same-store sales jumped more than 11%. Analysts anticipate just a 3% increase. Online sales surged 80%. The company said it saw a pop in online traffic as capacity was limited at brick-and-mortar stores. The company rolled out curbside pickup to accommodate. Lowe's was able to keep its stores open because it was deemed essential as the coronavirus pandemic shuttered retailers across the country. And Target digital sales fueled first quarter gains, but the retailer's earnings announced today show it paid a hefty price for that growth. Labor costs rose and sales of higher margin items like apparel dropped. As retailers sell more online, they're also taking on more work, from picking the items, packing them, and shipping them. That typically squeezes profits whether retailers fill an order for curbside pickup, mail it, or deliver it to customers' doors. Well, with kids stuck at home, they're turning more to their electronics. But is that a bad thing? Screen time limitations have been suggested by professionals in the past, but the common perception is changing in the middle of this pandemic. Nicole Berkins, a licensed clinical psychologist, explains if the extra time on devices is acceptable.
Is that this is a temporary situation, and even though we're seeing a marked increase in screen time, as long as we've got some basic safety kinds of things in place, kids are going to be okay. And really, the good news is that we're seeing data coming out. A new report from Custodio recently found that actually kids' use of screen time and digital devices is in what we would call quality kinds of ways. So they found a 105% increase in homeschooling educational use and a 65% increase in online communication over video games and social media. So yes, kids are spending more time online and on their devices, but a good portion of that time is for things that are quality and supportive of their learning and development.
Nicole suggests that parents should take a step back when it comes to screen time right now. She says if they are using it for educational purposes or conversing with their friends, then it is okay.